So what's the biggest croc you've been able to handle?
We were doing caiman surveys for years, and we would go out at night, and you want to figure out what are the populations of black caiman, spectacled caiman, smooth-fronted caiman, dwarf caiman, and the only way to see which caiman you're dealing with is to catch it, because a lot of times you get up close with the light and you can see the eyes at night, but you can't quite see what species it is. For instance, this past few months, we found 2 baby black caiman on the river, which is unprecedented here. We haven't seen that in decades. So it's important that we monitor our croc population. So I started catching small ones. In Mother of God, I write about the first one that me and JJ caught together, which was probably a little bigger than this table. And probably mid-20s bravado and competition with other young males of my species led to me trying to go as big as I could. Mm-hmm. And I jumped on a spectacle caiman that was slightly longer than I am. And I'm 5'9", so I jumped on this probably 6-foot croc and quickly realized that my hands couldn't get around its neck and my legs were wrapped around the base of its tail, and the thrash was so intense that as it took me one side, I barely had enough time to realize what was happening before it beat me against the ground. My headlamp came off, so now I'm blind, in the dark, laying in a river in the Amazon rainforest, hugging a 6-foot crocodile. And I went, JJ! As I always do. But in that moment, before I even let go, I knew I couldn't let go of the croc, because if I let go of the croc, I thought she was going to destroy my face. So I said, okay, now I'm stuck here. If I just stay here, I can't release her. I need help. But I was like, I'm never, ever, ever, ever going to try and solo catch a croc this big again. I was like, this is, I knew in that moment, I was like, this is good enough.
So anything longer than you don't have control of the tail. You have barely control of anything, really.
Yeah, and that's a spectacle caiman. A black caiman is a whole other order of magnitude. It's like saying like, oh, I was play fighting with my golden retriever versus I was play fighting with like, what's the biggest, scariest dog you could think of? The dog from Sandlot, a giant gorilla dog thing, like a Malamute, something huge. What are they called? Mastiffs.
Yeah, mastiffs. I mean, you mentioned dinosaurs. What do you admire about black caiman? They've been here for a very, very long time. There's something prehistoric about their appearance, about their way of being, about their presence in this jungle.
With crocodiles, you're looking at this mega survivor. They're in a class with sharks where it's like they've been here so long. Mm-hmm. When you talk about multiple extinctions, you talk about the 6th extinction, Earth's going through all this stuff, the crocodiles and the cockroaches have seen it all before. They're like, man, we remember what that comet looked like. And they're not impressed.
Yeah, they carry this wisdom. Yeah. In their power.
Yeah.
In the simplicity of their power, they carry the wisdom.
Yeah. And they're just sitting there in the streams and they don't care. And even if there's a nuclear holocaust, that there would just be some crocs sitting there dead-eyed in that stagnant water, waiting for the life to regenerate so they could eat again.
It's going to be the remaining humans versus the crocs and the cockroaches. And the cockroaches are just background noise.
Yeah, they'll always be there.